How's it going, everybody? No introduction needed. Let's get right into the vlog today. We're out here in the garage working on the Jeep, and I've got a fix for the loose steering. Now in the YJs, it has a Y-link steering, which is a pitman arm connected to a drag link connected to your tie rod. And you tend to get tie rod roll. So when you start to turn the wheel, your tie rod will roll before it actually engages in turning. And what that does is it creates a loose feeling steering wheel where you feel like you've got play and you feel like you tend to wander a little bit on the road. So I did some research, and this little device here, which is just a piece of ABS plastic, I believe. It's a hardened plastic piece. This is called the Cure from Rough Stuff Specialties. And I ordered it a couple days ago. Shipping was fast. It came out of Loomis, California. And again, that was Rough Stuff Specialties, off-road fabricators. They have a pretty good social media presence, and the cost was $19 for the piece, and shipping from California, I think that was about $10 or $11 or something like that. I don't have the receipt out here with me for it. But anyway, so what this does is it takes the place of a rubber boot where your drag link meets the tie rod end on the passenger side. So once I turn the camera around, I'll point out everything, and it's real simple to install. You remove a cotter pin, you remove a crown nut, and you tap it out. If you have to, tap it out with a mallet to get your drag link out. You pull the rubber boot off, clean it up a little bit. This piece goes on the actual drag link, between the drag link and the tie rod, and then you put it back on. Make sure that your castle nut is good and tight, because you need this to be all the way seated. You want to make sure that if this is not seated, it has to be. If it's not seated, you're still going to get roll and your steering is going to be out of whack. So should be easy. Let's get to it. I'm going to be moving the camera a little bit here. I want to show you the steering setup on the YJs. So right here you have your steering box, which then comes to a pitman arm, and that's that sort of S-shaped piece of metal. And this actually has I believe a drop pitman arm because of the lift kit. The difference you will see will be in the length of this piece here for the drop pitman arm. And then it comes down off the pitman arm onto this, and that is your drag link. And then it comes down and meets the tie rod end on the passenger side right here. And then that tie rod goes across. There's your steering, your dampener. And then it comes over to the driver's side knuckle on this end. So again, the Cure will go over here. Let me make sure you can see this. The Cure will go right here in place of this rubber boot. So on the back side, you have your pin. You can see that sticking out. You have a castle nut. This drag link bar will come forward. And then you remove the rubber boot, put the Cure on, put it back together, and it should be a done deal. So now we're actually going to do it. So getting a cotter pin out, it's pretty self-explanatory. You just bend it back. Some of the difficulty may be in actually just seeing it. And a little bit of corrosion too. But it should come out without much problem. There it is. Next up is the castle nut, which has some corrosion around it. You probably can't see it on the camera because I can't really get you back there. But still, with the grease that's here, it really should not be that hard to get off. I just have to get the right socket size, which I believe is 3/4 or... There it is, 3/4. I got the castle nut loosened. I did not have to use heat. I just had to get the breaker bar and sprayed it with some penetrating oil. Let's see if we can get this drag link out. What I do need is a good set of pry bars. Because I feel like a pry bar would help this tremendously. Buy an old Jeep, they said. It would be fun, they said. Just empty every pocket, they say. Day 2. Well, actually, it's a couple days later. Obviously, I did not have any success getting the drag link off, and you know what? I said, this Jeep is from 1988. I'm sure that everything in the front here is all factory from 1988, just because it appears to be, and the amount of corrosion that's on there and stuff. So I decided I would just replace it all. So I'm gonna put the camera on the tripod. We're gonna unbox what I bought, and this weekend, which won't be weekend for you guys because obviously I'll edit this later, but I'm gonna replace everything in the front. So let's go. Okay, so everything came today. Today is Friday, March 15th, and I started working on that 2 days ago, which would be March 13th, and I ordered the stuff the night of the 13th, and it just came today. It is currently, I don't know, you probably can't see it. Let's see here. It is currently 11:08 a.m. on Friday, March 15th. So what do we got? Well, first things first, we've got a Crown Automotive lower steering column bearing. And this has a little bit to do with the steering, but not directly the steering. This piece here goes into the steering column. The shaft goes through the bearing, and then that's what gives you a nice smooth feel when you're turning the steering wheel. I ordered a second retainer because I wasn't sure that the crown kit came with the plastic retainer, so I have an extra one in case I screw it up. Real simple to do. We'll make our own video about doing this separate from all the front end stuff. So we've got that. The big box with some weight. This is the entire steering setup in the front, from the Y-link to the tie rods. And it does have its own steering dampener on it, but I went and ordered a Skyjacker steering stabilizer to upgrade from the steering stabilizer that came on the drag link and tie rod set. So this is also Crown, or is it Omix ADA? Omix ADA. I'd have to look at the receipt. It's either Crown or Omix ADA, and this is OE diameter, so it's not an upgraded steering setup because I still want to use the Cure in place of the rubber boot. So it's not upgraded, and basically
We got some measurements to do and some adjustments to make on it, and get the old one off and put this one on. So really cool. This is model number SK3, whatever that may mean to anybody. SK3 is the part number for this. And Zerk fittings are already there. It does have some grease cups already there. However, they don't feel like very high quality, but we'll see. This setup here was just shy of $200 for this. The bearing set was 11 or 12. The extra retainer was like $1 or $2, and the upgraded steering stabilizer I think was 50. So all total about 270, something like that. Free shipping, 260 to 270 is what this project is. So there you have it. It's time to keep filming, and this will take place of a couple days, but we'll get it done.